What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 8 different altcoins in this video. I'll just go over it right now with my mouth. KARRAT, JASMY, Quant, VELO, XRP, STORJ, STORJ, XCN, TAO, and that's it. At the request of the Determined, the Unleavened Baptist, Fonzie, Cactus, and Flower Child. Thank you all for being here. Let's get this going. Hit that like button if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't. I can tell if you haven't subscribed, you guys. And I can also see where your addresses are. So I'm just saying, you better subscribe. No, we're looking at this here on a daily basis. 57.66 cents on KARRAT. It's a very new coin, and you wanted me to give an all-time high prediction and when I think it's going to hit its all-time high, the Determined. That is a bit of a difficult question, especially with something that is so new, right? This only came about here in 2024, so to gauge where its all-time high is going to be is nigh impossible. Like, I'd have to do a lot of fundamental analysis, and even then, like, something like that might not even matter. If this thing gains enough traction, fundamentals go out the window. It's all hype, and it can blow past anything that we could develop with fundamentals. So really, all I'm trying to say is giving it an all-time high cycle prediction where it would be by the end of this cycle. It's not fair of me to give, but timing we can do, hopefully. Assuming that this moves up with the rest of the market, and I would assume it does. In fact, I wonder if we do this here. We do a correlation coefficient. We type in BTC. Let's just see how we're doing. Pretty damn correlated. I mean, at least the past like month or so, right? Of course, daily, more correlated than not. So yeah, you track BTC. Not always, right? Sometimes uncorrelated, but at the extremes of uncorrelation, you're still relatively neutral. At the extremes of being correlated, you're very directly correlated. So I would assume that probably carries on throughout the rest of the cycle, as it does for 99% of cryptos out there, man, right? Like, that's just how it is. So what I'm trying to say by this is I would assume that Bitcoin is going to top off somewhere between, technically the window that I have established is between April of next year and October of next year. That's the window of the all-time high for Bitcoin to come in that I accept. Maybe a little bit earlier, it could be March, but April to October. I'm personally expecting October to be the area that we stop off, but it could be, you know, I more refined, I would say July to October is what I personally am expecting. So when will it top off? That answers that question, right? And that'll be the same probably for any and all of them, unless we're talking about coins that have like started their bull market sooner or are notorious for ending them sooner, like Dogecoin, right? For example, Dogecoin doesn't normally start its cycle sooner, but it is notorious for ending its cycle sooner. Not always though. No, I'm not going to go over that. That's not. Anyways, 70.9 million right now. The sky's the limit, man. The sky is literally the limit. You could see 100x, you could see 1000x with this thing. Like, if it gains enough traction, literally you could see this thing go up to $70 billion. As crazy as that is, I doubt it does because it's not a meme coin, right? At least I don't think it is. $70 billion would be a lot, so probably not there. That's 1000x, right? Maybe you see a $7 billion market cap, maybe, and that would be 100x. Maybe you only get a $700 million market cap, and that's only a 10x, right? You could get something easily in between either of those ranges. Perhaps you see a $20 billion market cap, which is not a small accomplishment, but a very attainable accomplishment nonetheless for any coin that's under $100 million. There will be several. There will probably be dozens and dozens of coins that go from a price of less than $100 million in market cap and see a price above $20 billion in market cap this cycle. I bet there are. Is this one of them? Maybe. I don't know enough about it. You know, it's too new, so it's really unfair of me to say. But let's get into the juice of this thing, right? And now that I've given you my I don't knows, I'm going to give you the I do knows. Let's see. If we're looking at the daily RSI here, daily RSI looks very, very bullish. Higher lows, higher highs. Overall, it looks very bullish, right? Right here, this bit, I guess, does look kind of bearish, but you've definitely changed things, right? You were getting oversold a lot, not living above the 50. As soon as you got above the 50, you went back below it. You've changed the dynamic a little bit, right? Living in the overbought zone. As soon as you get below the 50, you get back above it. That's nice. I would expect that you do continue upwards. The fact that you've changed your trend here, it looks like you've changed your trend in price. Being that you've just changed your trend, you had one high and your first high or low, I don't think it stops here. I have a very confident feeling that it continues to build. By it, I mean the price from a high to a low, all-time high to all-time low. 61869, a little bit below your 382, which I will say is a little bit unconventional, but got back above there with some haste, found support on it, and now you're back above your 0.5. I would expect that your next target area to go to, you're at 57.5 cents right now. It would be somewhere around 91.3 to $1.07, $1.08, somewhere in that zone. You'll probably find resistance there, chill out for a second, and then continue to build throughout the rest of the year, going to new all-time highs. Certainly, I would expect that by the end of this year, this thing is worth more than $2. By the end of the cycle, I don't know. It's harder to say. So KARRAT, that's the best I got. JASMY is the next one. Again, we already got the time frame down, right? And being that JASMY is a new coin, it's only existed since 2021, since literally the beginning, right, of the last cycle. If we go, I think if we go to the all-time history, let's see. Yeah, like literally. Okay, so when I said the beginning, I'm sorry, the beginning of the bear cycle, not the beginning of the bull cycle, the end of the bull cycle. Topped off in May, or it came out in May when a lot of coins topped off, and then it had its second high in November there. I don't know. This isn't enough for me to determine if JASMY is going to top off when Bitcoin does, but let's assume it does because it's probably like most cryptos out there. Monthly RSI looks not the best, but relatively speaking, you are showing some structure, which is nice. I bet you do continue to build. You're at 20, or you're at 2 cents right now. When is it going to find its high? Based off of Bitcoin, somewhere in April of 2025 to October of 2025, with a more refined range of like July to October. That's my personal like refinement, and my personal expectation that I am saying is October. I've been saying that for over a year and a half. Going on 2 years, that I expect October 2025 to be the end of the Bitcoin bull cycle. Me and a lot of people, right? I've come to find that I feel like that's a pretty common thesis, and that to me, the fact that it is a common thesis, does diminish it as a possibility. I don't know how common it is, right? We're all in our own little echo chambers. I feel like there are probably, I do feel like there are more people who are calling for this cycle to end earlier. There's the phrase that I've heard that everybody has said this cycle is that this cycle's moving faster. We've never seen new all-time highs before the halving. This cycle's moving faster. I've done several videos to debunk why I don't think we're actually moving faster and why I think we're moving exactly on pace compared to any other cycle we've been, which is why I believe the cycle will end in October. But that's a video for another, that's a discussion for another video. Let's talk about this. Who knows when the all-time high is going to come in for Bitcoin? Who knows when the all-time high is going to come in for the rest of the cryptos? JASMY is one of those coins. I'm going to guess October to April, just to be safe. Probably closer to October. That's the most confidence I feel. But as far as where's it going to top off, I don't know. That much I don't feel confident on, right? We do have a high from November and a low here. I would assume by the end of this cycle, you are going to be at a price of like $1.19 to $6.21. Could you be higher than that? Could you go above that? Sure, absolutely. Oh, hold on now. I want to take it back. Hold on. Realizing where we are. $1.19 is 100x from here. Okay, and JASMY's already moved up a lot. That's I want to hold up. I want to look at the tokenomics. Okay, before I get anybody foaming at the mouth with excitement. JASMY, right? I can hear it. I can hear you foaming over there. The determined. Let's see. There's some other people in the Discord that hold this coin too. I forget, and some people from Ethan's channel too. Shout out to Ethan on that note. We are at about $1 billion market cap. So no. So no, nope, that's not going to happen. Sorry, JASMY is definitely not going to $1.19. No, so these targets are off the table. I don't want to take the fib off the table though, because it does seem that you're respecting the 382 pretty well. You reached for the 618. I do want to throw another idea on the table, which is that normally if you don't see the 1272, the first place I look for then is the 886 or a double top. So that'd be anything from about 18 cents to 32 cents. I could see that, yeah. What would that be from here, market cap wise? That would be a 9x, right? So like a $9 billion market cap essentially, basically like right on the money, and that would be like a $15-16 billion market cap essentially. I feel like we could see JASMY being at a higher price than that even. That's possible, but all the way. Am I doing my math wrong? Wouldn't $1.19 be 100x from 1.9 cents? What, where, why is there a disconnect? Why does it say it's a 60x? Am I doing my math wrong? 1.9 cents times 10 is 19 cents. Times 100 is $1.19. How does this make sense? Is something, am I broken? What just happened here, guys? I'm so confused. Is it because it's 1.99 and I'm going directly off of 1.9? Is that why? Oh, it's 1 point. I am doing the math wrong. Okay. It's 1.99, not 1.19. Okay. I'm going to once again redact what I said. This is possible. Okay, this is possible. I guess $1.19 is possible. I know it's all wish-washy. I'm sorry I did my math wrong. I had a little dyscalculism there. It's like dyslexia, but with numbers. No, I take it back. $1.19 is possible. Much past that, I don't know. I don't think that you get above there, but I think $1.19 is possible. Yeah, you're at 1.989 cents right now. You could very well see that. I have a hard time. The only reason why I gave more like into looking at this here, or prices up above this high here, is that the 886, that just seems like such a low number to me. And maybe you stop here. Maybe you stop at about 32 cents. That's at like a 16x from here. I could see that as a minimum expectation, but just only as a minimum expectation. The maximum expectation would be about a 50 to 60x from here. I think about $1.20 is probably where you're going to go to top off. If not there, somewhere between $1.20 and 32 cents. It's a big range, but that's what I got. When's it going to happen? I don't know. Between July and October of 2025. If not as early as April, but time will tell. Anyways, that's JASMY. That's our second coin. We're moving at a fast pace, aren't we, ladies and gentlemen? QNT USD is the next one. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far. Enjoying all the backtracking that I've had to do. Let's see, from a high to a low. I will say, right, if we look at quant for what it is, its entire existence, right, from back here in 2018, this is not its entire existence, to be completely fair. But very, 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 very bullish, right? And then we've just been very, very, very bearish and boring. I wouldn't even say bearish, just boring since the all-time high in September of 2021. A little bit early. Something to note. I think quant. Look at quant QNT. It came about in 2017, didn't it? 2018. I thought it came about in 2017. Whatever, 2018 it is. Okay, so maybe that is its all-time history. I'm remembering wrong. But anyways, back to the task at hand here. It does seem to me that you're finding support, and I would not acknowledge this wick. This is fake. Don't act like that wick's not there, okay? Because it's not. It's not there, okay? Quant, right here, I would treat this almost like a double bottom, okay? You did have like an atom, a V here. You could U out of this, but man, if you were to U out of this, you're going to be... You're not going to have much of a bull cycle. So let's hope you do some kind of like atom and atom, right? It's 2024. Atom and atom can get together. It's okay. And make something beautiful happen, man. Maybe. I am right now skeptical if quant sees new all-time highs this cycle. In fact, it's one of the few OGs that I have picked out to say that I don't think it sees new all-time highs. Its current market cap is at $1 billion, right? It's been very underperforming this cycle, right? It's been just lackluster, and I feel like not really talked about. Like I don't hear, other than people who request it, I don't hear it being talked about too much. But I'm also, I don't know, I'm not in all the circles. I'm not the most well aware of everything that's going on. I try to be, but I'm not connected in every single aspect. But I mean, to see new all-time highs, that wouldn't be too much, I suppose. Be a 6.5x. That wouldn't be too much, right? Quant wouldn't even need a $10 billion market cap to see new all-time highs. That gives me a little bit more confidence that it could see new all-time highs. It's just, why haven't you shown life yet? Why haven't you shown life? You haven't shown death. I will say that, right? You're still in a place that I think you're fine. I'm not worried about the price action here. I'm going to say I'm a little bit more optimistic than I was before, looking at its market cap. Because quant, even if it isn't talked about, even if it isn't that heavily discussed, if it's not the most popular coin, right? It's not the most used, whatever. It still is an OG coin. And it still does have a pretty phenomenal looking chart. And it still does have higher lows. And it stood the test. It's been around for already one full bull cycle, which is more than 90% of the coins have as far as experience goes, right? Because there's just all these new coins that exist. That promotes a little bit of security in itself, right? Because it's not going to just randomly rug pull. There's not a backdoor fault to it or some kind of thing in its code that could be exploited. Maybe there is, but it just hasn't been figured out yet. But that, I suppose that's how it is with any crypto. All I'm trying to say, guys, is I changed my mind. I'm gonna backtrack again. I think you can see new all-time highs. The determined hit me with some good questions here, man. When is it gonna happen? I don't know. You topped off in September last cycle. Maybe you top off if I'm expecting October. Maybe you top off in August or July, you know, something like that. Maybe you top off after Bitcoin. Maybe you top off at the same time. It's really hard to say. It's not the easiest thing at all. But I would say sometime, my guess would be the second half of 2025. Based off of this, I guess we could guess August. Sometime at the end of summer or the beginning of fall, perhaps. Where would your all-time high be? I wouldn't have thought this coming into this video, but I genuinely have no problem calling for it to be at $800 at a minimum. 800 to, yeah, bro. You could see 1,800. You could see 800. You could see 1,800. You might even see 3,000 by the end of the cycle, man. You're at a $1 billion market cap, and you're a solid OG project. Genuinely, it might not be the most hyped. I know I talked about it negatively, and all that was true, but still, what also is true is that this is a solid project, and solid projects fizzle out all the time. That's the reality of it, right? And that was kind of the rabbit hole I was going to go down. But looking at this now, I don't know, man. I'm the least comfortable calling for this high out of any of them that I'll probably talk about, not just tonight, but probably like ever. Like this quant to me could be a real curveball, because you genuinely could see this thing see only $800. You could genuinely see this thing not see new all-time highs, which I personally don't believe that to happen, but it could be. You could genuinely see this thing be at like $8,000, dude, by the end of the cycle. It's hard to say. It really is hard to say. I don't feel comfortable at all saying where the high is going to be. So being that I don't feel comfortable, I'm just going to go with what I consider a primary target area based on the fibs. Anything between about $1,800 and $800 there. That's my best guess. You could genuinely blow through that. You could genuinely fall short of it. And you could genuinely land right in that zone. If I'm right, it's pure luck, man. There's no way. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel confident in this prediction at all. And that's not to say that I think it's just going to go down. That's not what I mean. I just mean like it genuinely could do anything. It's hard to say. It hasn't shown us enough life yet to believe in it. But overall, for its whole existence, it's got enough life in it to believe in it. Like, it's just, I don't know. If that sounds contradicting, it kind of is, I get it. But when I say it hasn't shown enough life to know what to expect out of this cycle, I mean here, while simultaneously showing enough life throughout its whole life, where it definitely does stand a decent chance of seeing new all-time highs, if not dramatically new all-time highs. It's hard to say. That's the best I got. In the short term, let's do the short-term analysis now that we've gotten rid of all that hard questions there. The determined, man, he's determined to be a thorn in my side. No, I kid. The determined, you know I love you. You know we're cool, bro. $66 right here. Let's see, from a low to a high. 61869, nice, holding that there, double bottom there. I like what you're doing with your RSI. You're not getting overbought, which kind of sucks, but you're not getting oversold. You're definitely not getting oversold, and you are living above the 50 a little bit more. So hopefully this reacts positively. I think it will. So yeah, short term, you're at $66. Let's look for a move up to about $73, $75. Let's see how you do with that area, and then probably moving up from here. I would expect, if I'm right in what my gut's telling me, and who knows, man, the gut can be wrong, you might see quant have a phenomenal finish to this year. Like, it's at $66 now. It might be above 150 by the end of this year. It's hard to say, but it's shown that it has legs in the past, right? From higher prices even, it has legs. So in 2 months' time, you guys, a lot can happen. Or a lot cannot happen. I don't know. Everything that I'm saying here, it really does depend, I would say, on how the end of this year goes. If you're not above these highs by the end of the year, I would say less likely that you see new all-time highs. If you're near these highs but not quite above them, like you're whatever, okay, still, same thing. You could definitely see new all-time highs. If you've gone up here and you're forming a noticeably lower high, okay, maybe you're not going to see new all-time highs. Maybe you're going to go lower. By the end of this year, I think we'll have a more established kind of template to go off of for quant and where it's going to go by the end of the cycle. Until then, I'm not convinced one way or another. I don't know enough about the fundamentals to have a genuine opinion on it other than what I see in the chart. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's move on to VELO. VELO for the Unleavened Baptist here. VELO, the red one, not Velodrome. Looking at it on a monthly here, definitely a bullish looking chart, right? Moving up, higher highs, higher lows, definitely looking good in itself. Kind of looks like a nice parallel channel. I was going to say parabolic, but parallel. I don't know. You could have a parabolic channel, I suppose, right? Like, that happens. But you found support at your previous areas of resistance, right? You found support here at your previous areas of resistance. That's nice, right? You broke out, found support there, and now you're looking to move up. That is a good look in itself. High to low, up to your 1272, pulled back to your 61869 area. That's a little bit of a deeper pullback, but that's okay. The next target area that I would expect you to go to is probably not the 1414, but probably the 1618 at 5.4 cents. You're at 1.33 cents now. Certainly, I think 5.4 cents is a safe bet by the end of this year, but you could see higher prices than that. You could go to 9 cents, 12 cents, something like that. It's hard to say. I genuinely don't know where this next move is going to end. This is not the cycle high prediction, right? But I would say I feel pretty confident saying that this next high that's going to come in either by the end of this year or sometime early next year, it's going to come around 5.4 cents to, let's say, 12 cents. It's a big range, but genuinely big things can happen, man. And we're about to see some exciting times. And VELO has legs on it too. It can definitely move up in a short amount of time. If we're looking at the weekly aspect, weekly looks good. If you move lower, I don't think it'll be by much. Low to high here. Maybe this is the proper high to take. Right at the 382, bro. I don't know, man. I think you look great. I think you look great. And you know, I've been seeing this lately, okay? I've been seeing this, and it's been tripping me up. I've been wrong a few times, but we're going to get it right this time, okay? Unleavened Baptist, does that sound good to you? I know you're the one that requested this, so that's why I'm talking to you, but I guess I can talk to all the people who are interested in VELO at this point. What I've been seeing lately in the fibs is that we've been finding support on the 382, rejecting the 236, and then right here where you would normally go through right down to your 61869, we're finding a double bottom on the 3. It's not normal fib behavior. It's not incredibly rare. It's not like you'll never see this again. In fact, I've seen this exact behavior happen so much over the past month specifically. It's kind of like a new trend, right? And it's probably won't last for long, right? Like when most cryptos break out, I doubt that we'll see this kind of behavior again. But I've caught on to it just in time, I think, to catch the end of some of these cryptos. I would expect, generally speaking, I wouldn't expect that you find support here, but based off of the behavior in the market, that's all I'm trying to say, and based off of what I expect from the market to come up, what I expect from the market to do over the coming weeks, coming months. I certainly do believe that you're going to find support here. It's not conventional, but I do think you will. On a daily perspective, your RSI is neutral, but actually it's kind of bullish, man. It's kind of nice, right? Getting oversold or getting overbought, living up above the 50. You get below the 50, you can't even get oversold. Getting above it, hopefully finding support on the 40. This could look good. You are in a downtrend in your RSI for what it is worth right now. Break this downtrend and you'll validate what I'm saying. Keep going down, get toward that oversold zone, and well, you'll get below this low. You'll break below the 382 and invalidate what I'm saying. If I'm invalidated, if you don't find support here, if you do keep going lower, you have two things to find support on. Either the 0.5, which is very unlikely to happen, or the most likely would be the 61869, which is between about 1 cent there and 1.03 cents, like 0.0095 to 0.0103, somewhere in that area. That really could be where you're going to go, but let's assume you find support here because that is my assumption at the moment. I would think that you start moving up, you're probably going to see prices above 2 cents soon. I want to look at the 4-hour time frame here. Man, the 4-hour is not agreeing with me. The 4-hour actually looks bearish. But sometimes you look your most bearish right at the low there, right? Sometimes. Is that a low? I mean, it is a low, but is that the low? I don't know. We'll see. Let's look at the 1 hour, see if we can find anything else. Bearish, very, very bearish. I don't know, the 1 hour and the 4 hour are making me second guess myself here. Not confident on this one either. I'm going to go, again, I'm going to go against my better judgment here. I'm going to say you find support, okay? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I want to say you're going to find support just because of this little like trend I've noticed in the markets, right? I want to say you're going to find support just based off of the whole thing I was saying with the 382s. But I'm going to take it back. I don't think you do. I do think you move lower. Wow. And maybe you find support at the 0.5, which again, it's not common to do, but that has been happening as well lately. You do have key areas of support and resistance back here as well. I wouldn't think you go all the way to 61869, even though that is the kind of normal expected thing to do, especially with this behavior that you're going through. But let's just see how you do at the 0.5 area. Yes, I'm calling for you to go lower. I think 1.167 cents is where you're going to go, if not lower. And the predominant reason for that is this downtrend in the daily RSI, and both your 4-hour and 1 hour time frames look like they want to go down. If we look at this from a price perspective, technically what you did was you broke below this area here, right? You broke below your little like top consolidation phase. You broke below it, and then you went up and you back tested the support zone for resistance, and you rejected it hard. On a daily perspective, I can't be bullish on this, so I'm going to say you're going down. Yeah, right now, immediately. That's my thoughts. But everything else, as far as like continued growth, that stands true. I bet that you do continue to grow out of this. It's just for the time being. There are some cryptos I've noticed, right? It's not common, but there are some cryptos right now that do look like they want to go down while the rest of the market moves up, and that happens. That's okay. Don't let that psych you out. But I definitely do think you're going to see lower lows. And again, that low will likely come in. My guess is somewhere around these highs, right? Somewhere around like this point here, this 0.5 area, 1.167 cents. That's my best guess. That's VELO. XRP is the next one. XRP. Looking at it here, going off the weekly time frame, if we're looking at it for what it's worth, maybe even off a monthly time frame, right? If you look at XRP, what I like to talk about whenever it comes to XRP is just like its behavior whenever it moves up, right? Whenever it moves up, whenever it does decide to move up, it does it in a very fierce manner, right? This is fierce. It might make moments like this seem insignificant, but don't get me wrong, man, or don't get it wrong. That month is still 170. The percentages are over here, 177% to the upside, right? It might not be as fierce as some movements, but it's still fierce. When it wants to move up, it's fierce. Most of its life, most of the time, it's like this. It's very boring, it's very drab, it's very droll, just doing nothing with itself. But this is the longest stint of time that we've seen XRP go through without seeing a month that closed 100% in the green. So I think that it is very near that. October, we have 14 days and 20 hours left in this month. This month could genuinely be the month that we close 100% or more. And if not this month, certainly November, December, one of these months soon, we're going to do that. I do expect XRP to close well above $1, probably even above $1.20 by the end of this year, is my expectation. If we look at the high here to the low, this relative cycle high to cycle low there, tipped the 618, pulled back to your 236 area. Not a common thing. Normally you hold support at the 382, but you have continued to hold support at the 236. You've been moving sideways in this kind of like horizontal channel for a while. When it comes time to breaking out, I don't think that you'll stop at your 61869 zone. I bet you go up to your 786 zone. Knowing XRP, I bet you do stop at your 786, probably around $1.30, but $1.60, $1.58 could be where you're going as well. 786 does come in line with these previous highs here, so that kind of makes sense for a couple reasons. If we take this horizontal range and try to draw it to like our best fit, we do this. If we were to do like a measure move based off of that, like from a low point to a high point here, just trying to draw it as best I can. It's not the prettiest, but let's just go with it, okay? Breakout move would basically take you to the 786, like literally right there. So I think that's where you're going to go, $1.30, $1.31, something like that. And it's going to be very fast. Like it's going to happen very fast. When is it going to happen? It could be next month. It could be in December. Maybe it's in January. I don't know. That would be a little bit unexpected, but we are going through the longest. It's overdue for a move any time now, man. And some people might hear January. That's not soon. That is soon. January is very soon. We're in October. We're in the middle of October. 2 months from now, 2.5 months from now, that's not soon to you. That's very soon, right? It could be sideways boring for another 2.5 months and then pop. I don't think it will, but until then, all I'm trying to say by that is that we're just moving sideways. We're going to be boring. It's the same old XRP. You're at 55 cents. You're going to be at 55 cents tomorrow. You're going to be at 60 cents the next day. You're going to be at 50 cents the day after that, right? Like you're going to be in this range until you're not. And when you're not, when you finally decide you've had enough, where you're going is $1.31. Very confident in that. And by the end of the year, that's kind of my expectation. By the end of this cycle, XRP, I think we'll see new all-time highs. I don't doubt that personally. I'm very confident in that. But time will tell. We'll see how it goes, right? For anybody that's like, it won't see new all-time highs. It didn't last cycle. Well, it's got higher lows. Like that right there is like a tit for tat on your argument. I think it'll see new all-time highs because really XRP has been consolidating for several cycles. It is still relevant. It is still a coin that's talked about. It is a coin that even if you're not involved in it, it matters. It like genuinely matters, right? This thing, whether it's good or not, bullish or bearish, it impacts the market, right? Everything with the SEC that's going on, like there's a lot going on with XRP, I think, beyond what it is trying to do for itself as a crypto. There's a lot going on with it that that has a lot to do with crypto as a whole. So I think this, not only is it relevant for that purpose, but I think there's a lot of eyes on it. And generally speaking, when there's a lot of eyes on it, whenever there's attention and stuff like that, and it's underperforming, those are like the coins that do the best, right? Let me try and phrase that differently. It's the coins that everybody has their eyes on, but people think is going to go down, which I feel like that is XRP, right? Everybody knows about XRP. Everybody knows the story. Anyone involved with crypto literally knows XRP, like has an education on XRP, even if not like from the most fundamental perspective. People understand and know what it's about, right? I think anybody in crypto, not anybody in crypto knows what your favorite coin is. They might have heard of it, but they don't know what it does. Everybody knows about XRP. They know what it does. Coins like this, with coins like that, when everybody has their eyes on it, they know what it is, they know of it, and they're all counting on it to go down. They're all counting on it to be a flop. They're all talking smack about it, not going to go up. People laugh at it, seeing new all-time highs. That when they discourage it, when they abandon it, whenever they make fun of it, it's the new meme. That's when it erupts, and that's exactly what XRP likes to do. Is it likes to erupt. And anytime in my experience being in crypto, and I've only been in crypto since 2015, so what do I know? In my experience with crypto, XRP only seems to pump when there's disbelief surrounding it. So we're in that now. I feel like we're firmly entrenched in that now. And I feel like if anything, this range looks bullish enough. I mean, literally from a low to a high here, found support in your golden ratio time and time and time again. Went down to your 786. It looks very bullish to me. I do believe it's going to break out. I don't know. When it's going to happen, I don't know, but I do believe it's going to be fierce whenever it comes along. It doesn't have to stop at $1.31. That's just the likely area that I would think it goes to. But dude, you've got so much pent up aggression. You could see this thing floor it straight to like $2, $3 by the end of the year, genuinely. And maybe not, probably not. I think 131 by the end of the year is the best guess. But anyways, let's move on. That's XRP. STORJ USD here on Coinbase. STORJ at 57 cents. Talking about this for Fonzie here. Yeah, you had a nice day the other day, didn't you? Yeah, right there. Boom. 27% to the upside. A lot of volume. It's kind of interesting, right? All these like levels of volume here, they're all pretty similar. Pretty similar moves too. Maybe you've got somebody, a third party, who's involved, who's buying it up before it starts to move up. Actually, it's starting to move up now. They bought it back here. They bought it back here before it started to move up. Now it's moving up. Whoever they are, whoever it is. Maybe it's just the market as a whole, but I don't know. I tend to believe it's an entity. 57 cents right now, right up to your 618. Perfect. Love that respect, right? Oh, haha. Just kidding. Not at your 618, not perfect, bad, you're going down. No, probably reaching up for there. I would expect that you are reaching up for there. If we're looking at the price action, what you did, literally you went to your 382 resistance, found support at your 236. It's perfect, man. You are literally, I think, in the midst of a move up to your 618, 69 right now. It'll probably happen over the coming days. Fonzie, you're at 57 cents right now. You're going to wake up tomorrow. It's going to be at 67 cents, 68 cents. It's going to be at 77 cents, 76 cents, 75 cents, somewhere in this zone. That's going to happen soon. It could genuinely happen today. I don't think that you're going to move down from here. If you do, if I'm wrong, it wouldn't be conventional because you haven't interacted with the 618 yet. But if you do, you'd probably find support at that like 47, 46 cent area and then continue to move up. But my genuine thought is like relatively immediately, I'm surprised you haven't. You would move up to your 618, 69 zone, which again is at about 68 to 76 cents. If we look at the 4 hour for what it's worth, we look at the RSI. 4 hour RSI looks super bullish. Yeah, it's a pretty bearish candle you had to start the day so far. Decent volume, but you do have lower lows in your RSI. You're at an area that would make sense to find support. Lower lows in the RSI, higher lows in price, bullish. Daily RSI looks bullish as hell. 1 hour also looks bullish, actually. Very, very bullish. Yeah. If you can manage to climb out of this, which I think you will, right? Look at you, dude. So freaking bullish. Of course you are, though, right? On the 1 hour, because look at your daily. So hopefully I'm not wrong. You don't pull back from here. Again, it wouldn't be too common. It's not the expectation that you'd find support right below the 618, but anything can happen. If you move lower, if I'm wrong, expect to find support around 47 to 52 cents. That'd be my guess. 46 to 52 cents. You're at 57 cents now, so that's not too far away. One way or another, you're going to make your way up here. I would say if I'm wrong and you don't move up here immediately, the difference would be that you don't find resistance here, right? If I'm wrong and you move down first, I would think that when you do come up here, you probably just blast through it. That'd be my thoughts. So, storage looking good, looking really good, and there weren't too many places for me to get distracted there. As far as far as all-time highs go, what I expect. Let's see if we're looking at this high from the 25th, or let's see, 25th, the 18th of December in 2023, high to low. We're at 57 cents now. By the end of this year, we could genuinely be at like 88 cents to $1, maybe even higher. Like it's hard to say. We'll know when we get there. But by the end of the cycle, I don't know, dude. By the end of the year, you could be at $1.88, $3.22. Like you really could be up here. It's hard to say. By the end of the cycle, if you see new all-time highs, storage. If you see new all-time highs, and I think it can, you'd see a price at like $9 to $25. You're at 57 cents right now. So it's pretty, that's decent gains, right? Minimum expected area is about 16x from here. Maximum would be about 47x, 46x from here. And it doesn't have to stop there. Storage has a pretty low market cap, you guys. It really could, it genuinely could see 100x or more by the end of the cycle, right? It genuinely still could, even with the recent gains that it's seen. But I'm just not as confident on that, right? It's got a lot of proving to do. I really want to see how it interacts with this 886 area. It seems to be significant in your chart at about $2.90. Let's see how it interacts there. $2.80, $2.90. Oh, it's $2.82 actually is what it is. Let's see how it interacts there before we really get too excited for these all-time highs. But I am optimistic. I am optimistic that it sees new all-time highs. It's just, where's it going to go? I don't know. I'm not confident on it one way or another. I could see it at prices at like $57 or higher. It could happen. I could just as easily see it only seeing $9 or $26, you know, something like that. So hard to say, but definitely a bright future looks to be ahead for storage here. If we're looking at that, let's talk about XCN. XCN for cactus. XCN. Let's see. Chilling, moving sideways, nothing new to talk about, right? I think this analysis that I'm giving here this week would be the same analysis that I should have given here this week. We're going to move sideways until we don't essentially treat it like XRP. We're overdue for a move that's going to be explosive to the upside. When this thing moves, it likes to do it fast. But when's it going to happen? My guess would be soon. Is it today? Probably not. Is it tomorrow? Maybe. Is it next week? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? Probably somewhere in that time that we're going to start to make this move. I don't think in 3 weeks we'll be up above this high. I just think within probably the next 3 weeks or a month or so, we're probably going to be breaking out of this zone here. I think we want to. I think it looks to me, right, like you've got your downward sloping line and you're just slowly bleeding out of it. I think that when it comes time, when the rest of the market decides to move up, sometime by the end of this month would be my expectation. We will see a move that breaks us out and takes us to new highs, right? By the end of the month, we will not be here, but by the end of the month, we will be commencing this move. That's all I'm saying. We'll be starting it. We'll probably be a lot lower than that, right? But time will tell. It's hard to say with this one, right? Just like XRP, when will it pump? I don't know, but until it pumps, the best analysis I could give is that it's going to move sideways. You're at 0.00129 right now. You're probably going to be at 0.00129 tomorrow or the next day. You were right there last week, and it's already Thursday today, right? So, right, it's Thursday, yeah. High to low, when you decide to make this next move, I would expect that you find resistance at 0.0032 to 0.0037. I would expect you find resistance there. After that, hopefully you move on up. And we see prices at about 0.006 to 1.1 cents, somewhere around there, man. So that could be our next target area. By the end of the cycle, certainly, I do believe we will see new all-time highs for XCN. If I'm wrong on that and we don't see new all-time highs, you know, that would suck, I suppose, but it wouldn't be devastating. XCN has dropped such a long way. It's got such a low market cap, man. Even if you didn't see new all-time highs and you went to the 61869, you still got a 11 to 12x potential. 6.9 would be 16 to 17x, right? That's your boo-hoo. You didn't do what you thought you would do. Still decent gains, right? By the end of the cycle. Right? We're expecting the cycle to last for about a year from now. So within a year, your minimum expectation is a 10x, 12x. It's not that bad. Obviously, we'd like the new all-time highs because the new all-time highs could be as high as like 41, 42 cents, even beyond that. And that'd be a multi-100x. As crazy as that sounds, it's still very possible. It really is, especially with this low cap coin. But it has underperformed a lot of the cycle. My beliefs in it seeing new all-time highs have diminished quite a bit. That doesn't mean I don't believe it'll see new all-time highs. I do still believe it will, but less so now than I have really throughout this whole cycle. And that's why I'm talking about this now, is that even if it doesn't, at a 786, 886, which is where I personally think it would top at if we weren't to see new all-time highs, at a 61869, I think that's a fair pessimistic view, right? 12x, 11x, whatever that is, to a potential like 18x, okay? But the 786, 886, I think is a little bit more realistic. That's a 28x to a 49x, 48x, right? And that's if we don't see new all-time highs. If we do, it's going to be insane. But even if we don't, it's still going to be nice. So that's what I like about XCN, is that even if you're not confident on it seeing new all-time highs, at least be confident that you're going to see some decent gains. It's just when. When is the question, right? It's sometime it's going to happen. I don't know when. But we'll go from there whenever it starts to move up. Anybody who's thinking out there or looking at this part of the video and saying that I'm just saying what I want to see come out of this, I do want to see it go up. I'm not going to deny that. But if we look at the chart for what it is, man, you look at any chart with XCN, a lot of volume, you guys, a lot of volume came in on these pumps, man. Right? Not a lot of volume came in on the downside. Volume picked up on the downside, started to die off here. It came back on the moves up. I'm just saying, like this, it looks like a lot of interest came in down here. So that generally is good. We're loading up for the upside, right? All the volume died off on this move down. It's only coming in on the moves up, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I think the future bodes well for XCN. TAO for Flower Child, and then we're going to end this bad boy. TAO on Binance. Maybe not on Binance. Kraken? Nope, definitely. Oh, right. TAO is... it's new. It's newer, right? If we look at it on a weekly, it is newer. I'm pretty sure it is newer, but I'm gonna make sure that I got the right one here. No, you can't. It's okay. We'll look at. Oh, okay. It is newer still, but it does have more history to it. Okay, from a low to a high. Pulled down to your 382 area, ping-ponged in the 382 to 236 while moving up. Nice, very good. I love it. Looks really good. Certainly, I do believe this is on its way to new highs. Yes, I do. Very confident, very comfortable saying that. Yeah. Oh, you're right there, man. Flower Child, you're right there. You're literally right there. This might be the most bullish-looking chart that we've looked at so far today. It could be the winner. It genuinely could be. And now, here's the tricky thing with this, man. This one could be the winner. I have no problem actually calling this one the winner. It's just any of these coins, like we've genuinely got a handful, and the whole market is kind of this way right now, so it's not fair to just single out these coins. But a lot of the coins we've talked about tonight, out of these 8, they're coiled and ready to go at any moment. This thing had already been coiled. It had already gone, right? So the amount left that it has to go is not going to be as significant as some of these other ones when they do pop. But I suppose it's not entirely fair, because on a weekly perspective here, man, I don't see any reason why you couldn't be at like $2,000 by the end of the year. You're at $580 now. $2,000, $1,200, deeper than that? Absolutely, you could be deeper than that, right? You're moving up like this on your retracement. Generally, it's your extensions that you see the strength come in, right? It's generally when you're in the overbought zone that you see the strength come in. Let me show you real quick. This isn't the best example because it doesn't have that much history, right? So it's not the best example, but look, right? Big strides coming into your all-time highs, big strides, bigger strides after you broke through them, right? Lesser strides here. This is all part of the same move, right? So, of course, you die down a little bit as you find your actual top. But I'm just saying, you got big strides here coming into your all-time high. You got big strides. This could be half the move. There's no reason why prices at $2,000 should be unattainable by the end of the year. You're at $580. I hope you see $2,000 by the end of the year, man. I don't just hope it. I genuinely believe you could see that happen, right? $2,000 to 1618 right there. But at a minimum, $1,200. You're at $580 right now. $1,200 to $2,000. I mean, man, you could move higher. You could maybe move up to $3,000. It's possible, a deeper extension. And I mean, that's just by the end of the year. I'm not talking about by the end of the move. I don't think this move will end by the end of the year. I'm just talking about end of the year prices. I don't know, man. I don't know. Time will tell. We'll see how it goes. But you're definitely on the precipice of breaking this out. Looks very bullish. If you move down from here, you're at 580. If you move down, it's going to be very insignificant. You're waiting. You're waiting. You are so close. Any day now, man, you're about to break out to that level. It's going to be phenomenal, right? Like this move here, how you had this coming up into this like upward sloping consolidation. You're about to get this right now. Like you're going to move up to that $1,200 range soon, man. I was talking about that by the end of the year. This target shouldn't even be a minimum by the end of the year. This should be like a minimum by the end of November, maybe even by the end of October, dude. Like you're going to do this very soon. Yes, end of October. We're on the 17th right now. I'm aware of what I just said. Like, genuinely, you could see this price by the end of this month. The sooner, the better. The sooner you see this stuff, I think, the better, right? Because we are entering a very bullish phase of crypto. So the higher you are in a shorter amount of time, the rest of the market is still going to be pumping and still be hyped up throughout the end of the year. So if you're here and the rest of the market is still going ballistic through the rest of the year, I doubt you would see any kind of crazy pullback, right? You'd probably continue to grow through the rest of the year with that. So hard to say where I think you're going to be by the end of the year, but I definitely think you're going to be at new all-time highs. I don't see why you couldn't be at 2,000 or 3,000 or even higher than that, but certainly you're going to move up soon, and it all starts with that 886. You're at 583 now, $650 is the price to break. Any week closes above there, that's awesome. Any day closes above there, that's awesome, but let's get 2 days to close above $650. If we can get 2 days to do that, let's say 651, just a little bit extra, then cool. That means you're going to see $1,200 in a matter of weeks, probably. So look for that. Definitely TAO, Flower Child. You got the win on this one. Another win on your list of trophies. I don't know. I'm trying your shelf of trophies. It's you won. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. Congratulations, Flower Child. If I had to put money in any of these coins, the one that I would be the most confident would move up the most in the shortest amount of time would be TAO. It looks like it's ripe for a breakout. Second to that would probably be STORJ. STORJ looks pretty damn good. I do think this one looks like it wants to move up rather immediately too. But I'm less confident, right? You are in an area where you could find resistance. You could move down. I feel like it would make more sense to go back to go higher, but you could find resistance here. I didn't actually consider that you're at your 382 from this overall range, but that's very big stuff to consider, right? Let's get it a little bit more relevant. High to low here. Yeah, I mean, I would expect you to go up to 68 to 76 cents, but that's not as big of a growth in the immediate term as what I'm expecting out of TAO, right? Overall, by the end of the year, I see no reason. Like I definitely could see STORJ outperforming TAO by the end of the year. But by the end of this month, I think TAO is probably going to, and even maybe even going into next month. So, yeah, Flower Child, you got the win. STORJ, Fonzilla, you got the second place. Third wouldn't be fair to hand out because they literally all of them look coiled. Everything after those two coins really just all look coiled and ready to go up any day now. So that's all I got for you guys. If you liked the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves.